watching. Thank you very much for coming back and watching me again if you've been here before, and thank you so much for clicking and having a look if you are new here. First things to say is this is my first video after my whip parade, and wow, hi everyone. I've had a bit of a subscriber jump since my whip parade, which is just lovely, and yeah, I felt like I was stuck, which is fine, on the same like subscriber count for a long time, and I think I've gained about 160 of you, which is lovely and unexpected. But thank you so much if you chose to subscribe after seeing my whip parade. Hugely appreciate it. And yeah, for all the love on the whip parade, really grateful to all of you. It's a lot of views. It's a bit scary, but I quite like it. It's nice. So yes, first video back, I wanted to do a little bit of a January wrap up for you. Just noticed I've got a load of junk behind me. Just ignore that. Can't be bothered starting again. Yes, so I feel like I've not got a huge amount of stitching to show you because I think I've worked on fewer projects and got more done on fewer things. So I'll show you what I've been stitching on. We'll do a little bit of plans. We'll do a little bit of haul. I seem to have quite a bit of haul, but mostly from Stitchy Kindness, which is, again, just lovely. Very exciting. So yeah, should we just dive in, I suppose? Do I have much to say life-wise? January's been Januarying, very much so. I was very glad to get into February. January just felt, yeah, stitching-wise, really good, really positive stitching month. But yeah, it was just very January-ish for the rest of life. But anyway, I'm hoping you can't still hear it too much of my voice, but I am just getting over a very nasty cold. I had no voice last weekend. I was hoping to film last weekend, but I had zero voice. So yeah, bear with me. Right, let's just start. Enough rambling. Right, first thing to show you is Greenhouse of Oddities by Lola Crow. I'm going to try, this seemed to work quite well. So I'm going to show you on my tablet what I've got going on here. So this is Greenhouse of Oddities. You all know the pattern. So myself and Jo from Bluesy Stitches are doing this as a year-long stitch along this year. Please feel free to join us. The hashtag we are using is Back to the Greenhouse Sal. So the plan is, basically this is a frame and then 11 parts, which works perfectly every year. So January's focus was the frame. This month's focus is the first planting, which is, let me get this the right way around again. If I can zoom in, the first planting is sort of this cactusy looking thing, and then this long green thing here is where we are. We are trying to share these on Instagram, and we also have our Facebook page, which is Sal Queens and Friends, I think. I'll link it below. And each month before the end of the previous month, we're trying to upload what the next part is, so you're all ready and prepared. So love it if you could join us on this. There's definitely a good few of you joining us, which is really lovely and a lovely bit of motivation. I should stop rambling and just show you what I'm doing. So on my whip parade, I think I literally just started the frame. So I'll pop a picture in of where I was in my whip parade. And I have kept this in the nerd, which isn't great because you can't see it all, but I've put it on perfectly for the first planting, so I'm going to leave it and hope for the best. So here we are. So as you can see, I did manage to finish the frame, which was so much stitching. If you also managed to complete the frame in January, well done. That was no mean feat. So yes, I finished the whole frame. I love the little toad guy down here, and then the mole is my favourite. Where's he? Can you see him? Oh, he is just my favourite with his little pink claws. Adorable. So yeah, frame is done, and I'm now working on the first planting. I just picked this up literally last night to start on the first planting. So I've got this, I think this is going to be an owl. I think he just needs a little bit of back stitch. Working down here, and then we've just got the cactusy thing here to do. So that's coming on really nicely. This is on a piece of 32 count Belfast linen from Lola's fabric. It doesn't have a name, but it is beautiful. I'm not quite sure if the colour's picking up properly. Sort of like a lightish, dirty green sort of a colour. But yeah, not too bad. Yes, so that is where we are up to. So as I say, I'm working on the first planting, and then the second, I have no idea what the second planting is, so it's as much of a surprise to you as it is to me. And that will be in March. So the second planting will be in March. Love to see everyone's progress on this. So if you are stitching it with us, head over to the Facebook page and show us, or tag us on Instagram in your progress. We'd love to see. So yeah, do I have some stats for you? Yeah, I think last time I was on about 200 and something stitches, and I'm now up to 6,307 stitches. So I've put like 6,000 stitches in this since you last saw it, which is pretty good going for me. Very happy with that. Right, he can go over there. Stitching 2/2, full cross with all the called for stuff. Is that all I meant to tell you? I forget. Right, next WIP to show you. I'm also freezing. I've just had to put my heating back on. I'm absolutely frozen this afternoon. Where are we? What are we doing? It's the afternoon. We've been to soft play this morning. I think that's why my brain's frazzled. Right, moving on. Next WIP is Colours of Summer by Stitchrovia. I'll pop a picture in of this one when it is finished, and I'll also pop a picture in of where I was last time. So this is just my in-car stitching piece. It just comes out when I'm sat in the car waiting for my daughter to finish school. Not every day, maybe like 2 to 3 days a week. Yeah, and here we are now. Again, in its nudge, because I think, is everything in its hoop? I think near enough everything's in a hoop today, sorry about that. So last time you saw it, I'd done 3, 6, and I was working on this one here, which I've now done. I've also put in this one, and we're working on these 3 all together. So I've done the detail on this one. This has just got like a cream colour background. In fact, it's this colour in the background here. And then this one, I've done the blue stripes, and again, it's the same colour to go in the gaps, which I am just working on, if you can see. And then I've got the detail in this, so it makes it a little bit easier to just stitch in the gaps. So yeah, coming along nicely, working on a paper pattern, so I can't really give you any stats and figures. I'm just stitching this on a 18 count white Ada. Super simple. Did I say this is by Stitchrovia? If not, it's by Stitchrovia. Yes, really happy with this one. I love the colours. I love this one particularly. I think this might be my favourite block so far. She does a gradient very well, Emma Congdon, doesn't she? So that is Colours of Summer. Now, the next one is something that I pulled out in the hope, well, basically it was just a very old WIP, and I thought it needs some progress. So I decided, and I did really well with this for the first 10 days, 2 weeks after my WIP parade. It's fallen by the wayside a little bit for reasons I'll come to shortly. But I decided to pull out Botanical Blackwork by the Steady Thread, which was, I think this is their 2021 stitch along, so it's been hanging around for a long time. I'll pop a picture in of where I was last time you saw it in the WIP parade, but I thought I would do this as a bit of a 1 strand a day type situation, just to get some work in on it really, and this is where I've got to. So I've added a lot more of the black squares in. I think I'm just going to aim to put all the black squares in, and then I can just fill them in. But yeah, I was actually really enjoying putting some stitches into this. So yeah, I think I will, now that I've finished the project that stopped me working on this, yeah, I think I'll get back to doing the 1 strand a day, because it was really, yeah, I quite enjoyed it, and it's good to see progress. I like progress. So this needs 49 squares in total, so 7 by 7. So we've done 8, well, we're nearly on 18, or we are on 18, but some of them just need a bit of finishing off. So, I mean, there's a long way to go, but we're getting there. So yes, that's just on another 18 count white Ada, and I'm stitching this with a sulky colour, which I don't have. Do I have to hand? Yeah. Sulky 12 weight 4082 is going to go in all the blocks. So yes, that is coming along nicely, and I think, as I say, I will carry on keeping it out. Right, next we're into 2 new starts. Not the new starts that I was meant to start, but never mind, it is what it is. So let's get a picture up of the first one. So basically, I wanted to start a big full coverage. Let me find what I wanted to start. So I wanted to start, I think it's called, I'll just look, be easier than guessing, won't it? I wanted to start Birth Flower February Iris, which is by Sunshine Stitches, I think it's called. And it'll look like this when it's done. And it was huge. And I didn't have a big enough piece of fabric. So I ordered a piece of fabric, which was a bit of a disaster, which I won't go into. So I ordered another piece of fabric, and then that took quite a while to get here. But I was like, well, I need to start my full coverage still. So what I did instead was start another full coverage that I was planning on starting anyway, which is Mini Nutcracker from Artecy, and it looks like this. So I've seen quite a few people stitching on this. I know Crafty Emily's stitching this, and did Liz stitch on this by Stitch by Liz, I think. I wanted to start it for ages. It's quite a tiny little stitch, and I thought I'll just do it. I'll just start it. So here is my start on this one. So again, I think this is 18 count as well. Call for DMC, obviously, and I'm up to 527 stitches on here, which is, do I have a percentage to give you? 3.25%, so not bad at all. Yeah, I'm really quite pleased with that little start on there. Looking at, so obviously a long way to go, but I was really glad to get one of the full coverages started that I wanted to start, albeit not the one I was meant to start. So that will be a start for this month, hopefully. I now have my fabric, I can now start it, so I will be starting the big one soon. And then all plans went out the window because basically one of my colleagues at work was having a little bit of a tough time, and I saw this pattern again on Crafty Emily's channel. Crafty Emily's got a lot to answer for me in my January stitching. So I saw this, and I'd always I've been watching her stitch this up for a while, and it's such a beautiful pattern. And I thought, yes, that is exactly what I need to stitch for my colleague. So I went rummaging around in my stash and found a piece of fabric, and I started stitching, and I stitched and I stitched and I stitched for about near enough 2 weeks solid, and I actually finished it yesterday. So this is a start and a finish, a SAF we call it. So rather than waffling, I'll just show you what I've been working on. This colour isn't showing very well. So this is All Kinds of Amazing by Stitchrovia, Emma Congdon. I had this pattern, I'd saved it from a magazine ages ago, and I've stitched this on a 40 count linen by Fox and Rabbit in the colour Lyrebird Dell. So as I say, this is showing a lot more grey in the camera, it's a lot more blue. It's darker than that. I don't think I'm going to get this to show properly. It keeps like flicking to the blue and then going to the grey again. The bluey bit is quite accurate, but when it goes grey, that's not right. You get the idea. So I've stitched this 1/2, with all the called for DMC. And I absolutely love it. I'm so happy with the finish. So as I say, I finished this yesterday. So I might, if the weather holds, not so sure, I might whiz and go and get a frame from the range after I finish filming this, possibly, so that I can get that fully finished and sent off to its new home. But yeah, I'm really, really, really happy with that. I love how dainty the stitches are on 40 count. Love these tigers, but they were a lot of work. So yeah, that kind of took over my January stitching, and because I wanted to get it done as quick as possible, that's why the 1 strand a day thing went out the window, because I was like, anytime stitching needs to be on this, basically. So yeah, that is finish number 1 of 2025. Super happy with that. And that's all my stitching, basically. So not a huge amount of projects to show you, but I feel like a lot of stitching on a few projects, particularly the All Kinds of Amazing and the Greenhouse of Oddities. A lot of stitching on 2 projects. Right, let's move on. I need a drink. Okay, let's move. We'll do a quick plan, even though I've already done a little bit. So obviously I need to finish that part of Greenhouse of Oddities, and then depending on when I next film, I'll be needing to start the second planting of March's section. I do need to start Home of a Needleworker this month, which is this one, which myself and Jo from Belushi Stitches are going to be stitching over February, March and April. Forgot my months then, that's great. I feel like we still haven't decided how we're doing this, but I think I think I might start with the house. So yeah, that is a February plan. I need to get this started, and I'm just stitching this on a 32 count sort of natural Murano, I think it is. So that is definitely a February plan that I need to get going on. I also need to stitch my next stocking, which, oh, I do have it to hand, which is by Annie B's Folk Art. I'm stitching one of these a month. These ones. I'm stitching one of these a month throughout the year to get all 12 done, hopefully. So I need to do my second one of those this month. I will start that iris full coverage that I showed you, I hope. And then my other plan for February, which I feel like I'm just starting too many things, but hey ho, it's a year for starts, why not? So the Tiny Modernist announced a new stitch along, and it's also a greenhouse, and I thought it would be quite nice to have two very, very different greenhouses being stitched alongside each other. So just in case you haven't seen, let's find what we've got so far of this one. Where is it? So she's released part 1, and I think this is a 5-part stitch along, if I remember correctly. Or is it 6 parts? Don't know. I've got part 1 anyway. So I'll show you what I've got, and this is the design so far. And I love the unicorn. This is, as I say, it's going to be a very, very different greenhouse to what the Lola Crow one is. But I love it. Really, really, really want to start this. So I bought that. I ordered that. And then I thought, do I need fabric or have I got fabric? And I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to order the called for fabric. So I did. I made a 1, 2, 3 stitch order, and I ordered the called for fabric, which is 32 count Nessie from Picture This Plus, which my camera does not like blue today. That is not right. It's sort of like a light, like sky blue to aqua. But this is not, why is everything showing grey? It's not grey, it's not green, it's aqua, it's blue. Anyway, Picture This Plus Nessie is the colour. So I bought that. I've got a, what have I got of this? A fat quarter, I think. So yeah, that's ready to go for that new start this month. And if you're ordering from 123 Stitch, you can't just order one piece of fabric because that's silly. So then I decided to order some Picture This Plus Murky because I've got a lot of murky looking fabrics, but I've never actually had a piece of murky. So I ordered murky. Oh, it's in a shiny bag. And this is the 36 count that I ordered. So I don't have any plans for this at the minute. I just felt like I needed it in my stash. So I've ordered that. And then that was going to be it. However, it had one of them things at the bottom that says like, oh, you might be interested in these things. And it had a really lovely pattern. So I thought, oh, go on then, whack that in. Which is this lovely pattern. It's Christmas Morning by Erin Elizabeth Signs. And something about it just caught my eye. I just really, really liked it. I thought it was so simple but beautiful. And then when I've added that to my basket, it was like, do you want to add the supplies? And I was like, fine, okay, I'll just add the supplies. So then I also ended up with a piece of fabric. Sorry, this is going to be crinkly. Which is just a white 36 count tiny little piece of fabric. And it is done in a dinky dye, which is, what is this called? Does it have a name? It is called Irish Meadows. Beautiful. So that's all kitted up, ready to go. Probably should start it now that I've bought it, but eh. So that was my 123 Stitch order. Then I placed an order with Stitchman Darcy because he released some new fabric, a new colourway, and I liked it. So I ordered Throne of Blood. That is bright. What is with this light today? That is showing a lot brighter than it is. It's much sort of darker than that. But yeah, that is Throne of Blood. And then I ordered Purple Haze, which is a lovely purple colour. And then he's just been saving up a load of junk to send me, basically, which I'm very grateful for. Yeah, I just got a load of failed stuff, which I really quite like, and I'm quite excited to use some. So I've got, what did I end up with? A beige one, that apparently turned out too dark. I also love the fact he added stickers on for the problems in the same text as the other stuff. I've got a piece of green that apparently has an orange dot on it. I've not opened it up to find that orange dot. If that's it there, can you read that? Can you see that? If that is it for the orange dot, then great. Then I got this, which I think is really cool. Don't know what I'll stitch with it, but I think it looks really, really cool. And then literally a bag of scraps, bag of rubbish. But I'm excited, always useful. So thanks for that junk, Darcy, very grateful. And then I got some more Stitchy kindness. So firstly, I've not checked with these people whether I can say their names, so I won't share just in case. But I had one lovely lady who sent me a picture of some dinosaur like patterns and was like, well, do you like this? And I was like, some of them look really cute, so yes, please. So this is what she sent. I just think some of these designs are really, really cute. But then also, I ended up with all sorts of baby samplery type books to go with it. So yes, I seem to end up with all sorts. So I'm not sure how many of these I will stitch because I'm hoping there's not too many more babies to come into my life anytime soon. So maybe we'll do a giveaway at some point with these or something. But yeah, really grateful, especially for this dinosaur one. I just love it. And then I had a lovely message off a lady who said that after watching my videos and seeing the snail houses particularly, she thought I might really like to stitch P-Roy by Stacey Nash Designs. And I was like, oh, lovely. And she said that she would love to send it to me. So I was like, very grateful. Thank you very much. Would love to. And then a parcel arrived and I may have had a little cry because it was really lovely. So what she sent was P-Roy. And I think Kelly from Animal Instinct has stitched him at some point and he's lovely. So I've got P-Roy. But then the package didn't end there. She also sent me Maggie May by Stacey Nash, which is absolutely adorable. Love it. And she also sent me Millie in the same series by Stacey Nash. I absolutely love them all. And then on top of that, she sent me this beautiful card, which does have a pattern on the back, so I won't show it. So that's another pattern. And then a beautiful, beautiful note. And it was just really lovely. And yeah, I was very, very grateful. Yes, so I had a very, very lovely Stitchy kindness sort of a month. So yeah, that's kind of it. I feel like this is quite a short video, but I'm quite glad of that. So I think I might wander around to the shop to get my frame for that so I can get it fully finished. And then I'll do a little bit of stitching before the children come back, which, to be honest, I don't think I've got too long. So we'll see. We'll see what we can get done. But yeah, do I want to say anything else? Probably, but it's not written down. So it's, yeah, don't know. Yeah, so enjoy your stitching. Let me know what you're stitching on. Let me know if you're joining us for any of our stitch-alongs. And hopefully I will catch you early next month for an update on the rest of February's stitching. Catch you soon. Bye.